What's up, everybody? This is Stephen A. Williams with Making Money with Stephen A. Williams here on YouTube. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the 10 misconceptions that new business owners have, and also people who have been in business. They have this misconception, and that's why they have a hard time getting anywhere. And I'm just like you. I've made some of these, I've had some of these misconceptions. And as we grow in business, we can start adjusting. That's what's part of being a business owner, is that you learn and you adjust. You learn and you adjust. You don't just think that you just know everything and that you're never going to expand your knowledge and learn more things about how to either run your business better or how to, stay in business, all of these types of things. So let's get started on it right here. The first thing, which is a huge misconception, because when we all start a business, we think that our idea is great. So it's like, hey, if we open up and we give people this opportunity to see what we had to offer, they're just going to come in. So the first one here is, if I build it, they will come. That is a huge misconception. If you look at the archives for different types of inventions that were made, you would look at them and you would say, this is a great invention. This is a great invention. People would want this. But there's a problem, is that regardless of how good that invention is or that product or service is, if people don't understand, number one, how they can incorporate it in their life or the way that it is marketed to them, nobody's going to care about it. And business owners, our job as a business owner is to understand that, is that it is not just about opening up your doors. I see so many stores opening up and they close like they've invested money into the store. The store is like top notch, but they cannot survive in business. They're just bleeding money until the money runs out, and then they end up closing up the store. I've seen this time and time again for businesses, and people are like wondering, why wasn't they able to stay in business? They were fully stocked with products and services. They had the stuff that people wanted, and it's because, and we're going to get into some of those reasons in a minute, but it's the number one thing is that you need to understand is that just because you have an excellent service or a great product, great idea, just because you build it, then it's not going to make people just come and do business with you. The next thing is, I can do it all myself. I had to learn this lesson. When you go into business, you're thinking the first thing, and I think that where the misconception comes in, is that most people go into business to replace their job. So it's like, I'm going to do everything and get paid everything. That's how you're thinking. But I'm here to tell you from personal experience, I have over 100 employees. The more people that you have do stuff for you, the more money you will make. And also, the more stuff that people do for you, the more time you will have for yourself to be able to do what you want to do rather than what you have to do. They do what you have to do. You do what you want to do. That is when I learned that lesson, it gave me time freedom, traveling, come in to be able to do what I wanted to do. If I wanted to come to the office, it just changes your life. So understand that. And the more things that you can do to compartmentalize and have people do specialty things for your business, you will see that your business will take off. I have a company that I started a little over 3 years ago. And it is the fastest growing company that I have ever started. It went from 0 to $1 million in less than a year and a half. And now it's on the way to $3 million a year in less than 4 years. And for that business, the only thing that I do is I sign off on the payroll. That's really my duty, is to sign off on the payroll. All the other departments are filled by highly specialized individuals who get paid very well for doing their job. And I just, I'll go to the location and check it out, make sure everything is going right. But it has been the fastest growing business where I'm making like, I won't mention the amount, but I'm making a lot of money where I don't have to do, the workflow is way less than what I've done with any of my other businesses. The next one here is having a great idea is not enough. We kind of went on there. Just because your idea for a product or service, you believe that it's great, that is not good enough. It has to be tested in the market. If you don't have it tested in the market, you will not know. In our minds, we think it's great because we see it from the creator point of view outward. But the test, the true test, is what other people see with the product. You know, how, like, does it really solve something in their life? One of the best ways to do it is not to show your friends and family, is to just find someone outside and approach them and say, what do you think about this? Like, and they teach that in the Harvard Business School. They say, just go to people, like they were talking about going to a coffee shop and just saying like, hey, how you doing? And just striking up a conversation and just say, hey, I'm a business owner. And they even said some of the times don't even mention that you're a business owner. Just say, hey, you know, I came across this product or service and like, what do you think about that? That's after you've gotten a kind of conversation going, just to see from someone who you don't know, someone who doesn't care about hurting your feelings or not hurting your feelings, where they just give their honest opinion. And that's some very good information. The next thing is, I will make a lot of money fast. It is a misconception because people go into business to make money. And with all of the different things that are out on YouTube and TikTok and Facebook, all the social media platforms, Instagram, people see what other people are doing and they never know what type of work went into it. And then some of the time, some of the stuff is fake. I would even say that 99% of the stuff that you see on YouTube, 99% of the stuff that you see for making money on YouTube and all of these other platforms is fake. It is fake. They don't tell you how hard it is, number one, and then the majority of them only sell programs. They could never do a business. They could never sell a product or service for what they may be telling you to do. So if they're saying, hey, you can make this Amazon business, they could never make any money with their Amazon business. The next one is, I don't need a business plan. You do need a business plan, but I'm going to kind of make an adjustment on that one. For all of my businesses, except for one, I did not have complete business plans. And if you're looking for investors, you got to have a business plan. But what I would tell people is that you have to have a plan of action to get customers. And if it takes a business plan for you to get that into your mind, really a business plan is just a flow chart. So it could say, when things get tough, I can look at my business plan and say, okay, I can stay on my plan. And if you think about Napoleon Hill's laws of success, he talked about where you put together a mastermind group and you have a plan of action and you just follow that plan of action. That's really what a business plan is all about. So what I tell people to do is that you got to have a plan, and then you put that plan into action. And if it doesn't work, you go to the next one. You go to the next one, the next one. It's like a puzzle. And some of the times the people who work with you could get a little upset because they're like, you're changing a lot. The reason why the business owner changes a lot is because you're trying to put that puzzle together. See, the workers, the employees, they don't see it that way. They just see that you could be struggling, you're trying to figure things out and stuff like that. But they don't see that it's not really about struggling. It's about trying to put these pieces together that's going to allow the business to succeed. Now, if you've been following my videos, what I say is that you just need to have that 1, 2, 3 at the beginning of your business. That could be your business plan. How will I advertise my business? How will I generate leads? And how will I generate sales? If you could solve those 3, just get that going. Even if you're not making a lot of money, that will allow you to be able to start building your business. The next thing is, I don't need to invest in advertising. I see a lot of people who fall for that. They think that posting stuff on YouTube, they think that posting stuff on Facebook or TikTok and stuff like that, which is all well and good. You should do that type of stuff, but it will not support your business. Believe it or not, all of the people who claim that they're doing it that way, they're sending out emails which they've advertised to get people on their list, and then they send out emails. They run ads. They run $1,000 budgets. I run $1,000 a day budgets, or $1,000 for it, just depending on which product or service. It could be $1,000 a week. It could be $1,000 a month. It could be $1,000 a day. But the thing is that we all run advertising budgets. The commercials that you see on YouTube that might be saying how to make money on YouTube, it was a commercial. They're paying for ads to get for you to be able to see it, to get your attention. So don't be fooled. If somebody is saying, hey, you can just post your way to millions, you can put videos to millions, and then they're running an ad to talk to you, come on. Just put those two together. There was a book that someone had, and I haven't seen the advertisement for it since. They were saying that you could post your way to millions, but they were selling a book on how to do it, and they were advertising the book about how to do it. Why didn't they just post the book so they could, why don't you utilize the same system that you said to post your way to millions? Why did you place advertisements to do that? Reason why they place advertisements is because you must advertise. So don't be fooled. And before I finish with that, there was a business owner who was going out of business, who never advertised. Guess what he did when he was going out of business? He advertised a going out of business sale, and that was his biggest ever sale week. That's also why states made it illegal to say going out of business sale. All right, I can set my own hours. I talked about this in a video yesterday about you can't quit your 9-to-5 job. So if you get a chance, go and watch that video too. But stay with this one right now, because this is very important. When you start your business, I talk about energy. I talk about money and energy. So there's two ways that you could do your business. You could do what I did for my latest business that's a huge success, is that you just put the money into the business, you get the people in place, and then you don't have to spend as much time with that. At the beginning, you're going to always spend time. But the time really was a lot less than for any other business that I started, because I was not doing the parts of the business. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know how to do that business. About a year after it was really moving successfully, I sat down with each department and said, tell me exactly what you do. I knew what they did on a level as a manager, but I was like, tell me, write down step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they were writing that down. I was like, you do a lot of work. So I had a greater appreciation for them, and I let them know that I appreciate what they're doing. I also gave them all raises too. But so you could either invest and have stuff in place, and this is something that people do with franchises, which most franchises, except for the top ones, don't really work. Don't take my word on it. You can do your own research on that. Or you could put in where you do the work, and you're going to put in a lot of hours. And I in that video, that 9-to-5, I talked about it. You can't say that you're going to put in all of these hours, you're working your 9-to-5 job, and that you're not going to get paid. That it's going to take a lot of hours to get your business going, regardless, on both sides at the beginning. And you have to be dedicated and willing to do that. A lot of people think that just because you're doing your part-time side hustle, that it's not going to be a lot of work. You're going to actually do that part-time side hustle and not make a lot of money at the beginning. So now let's go to the next one. Is my product or service is for everyone. This is a lesson that I learned. And once you learn this lesson, this will actually help your business even grow better. Is that your product or service, my product or service, is not for everybody. It is not for everybody. I talk about with my marketing program, I was speaking to a young lady on the phone. No, it was a gentleman. I was speaking to him on the phone, and I said this to him. I said, okay, I teach people how to advertise. And I also have a company that does the advertising for people. And I asked him flat out, which one are you? Are you to do it yourself, where you just want to learn to know how to do it in a way, teach you how to fish and you'll eat all the time? Or are you the type of person who does not want to don't want to get into that stuff? You just want to run the business, kind of like what I did with my other company, is where I put people in place and they're getting paid a lot of money, a lot of money. But they take care of that, and I don't have to worry about that. I just have the income coming from the business. So I asked them, which one are you? And I said, don't give me that answer. I want you to think about it. Now, for me, on a level, for even having those two products or services, that's what I give as a choice to individuals. But for me to show that my product is not for everyone, is that I have, for the where we do the service for you, the lowest fee that we have is $2,500 a month. That's the lowest, and it can go all the way up. It could go to $50,000. That's my bottom level, is $2,500 a month, and that does not count the advertiser budget. That's just for us to put stuff into place. And then I had the where they could learn to do it themselves, with support from live people with my company if they get stuck somewhere, $997. But that's just the choices of those two. The other thing that I show people, that my product that I have for advertisers is not for everyone, is that some businesses just are not prone to working on online platforms. And so we mainly deal with companies who need lead generation, or companies who want calls to come in, or companies who need traffic to go to their store. Now, you might be saying, that's everybody, isn't it? That's everybody. And it's not everybody. There's plenty of people who don't believe that that's the way that they want to have business come to them. There's plenty. I thought it was for everybody when I first started, but I've learned that it is not for everybody. And with your product or service, you need to understand that it is not for everybody. We have turned down business when we said this is not going to be a good fit for what we do, and we don't want to take your money because we don't believe that it'll work. That is showing them, hey, you're just not a good fit. And I have another company where we help people with credit and debt issues, and we evaluate their situation and we tell them, okay, what we have in place for what we do, it's not a good fit for your situation. When we say that, it's really not a good fit after evaluating the individual's mindset and the way that they think about getting out of their situation. So we say this is not for you, because what that'll do is it'll calm down the bad experiences. So you don't need everybody's money to succeed. I've learned that over the years. You do not need everybody's money to succeed. So get that out of your mind. Your product or service is not for everyone. Number 9 is I'll figure out the legal and the taxes later. You do need to figure out the legal and the taxes now. Because the reason why is because you don't want to work the whole year, and then at the end of the year, you're like, I didn't even make any money because I have to pay these taxes. And then any legal issues that you have with your business, you need to make sure that you resolve those. With my companies, there are certain legal issues that I have with the latest one that I had opened up a little. I think we're coming up on 4 years. That there was a lot of licensing that we had to do. There was a lot of legal stuff that we had to do, a lot of background check stuff that we had to do. We had to take care of that stuff up front. We could not procrastinate. But I've seen other people who have tried to get into that same business and they were stuck because they did not take care of that stuff. Also with the taxes, I've seen people who have started businesses and they got in trouble with the taxes. Several people from my other company with credit and debt, they come to that company for help because they started a business and they were not able to manage either the payroll taxes or just the taxes flat out for their business. So you do need to take care of that. You do need to take care of that. I will admit that when I first started my business, when I was 20 years old, my first company that was successful, I did not know too much about it, but one thing that I did do is I filed those taxes, and I probably paid a little bit more than I should have, even though back at that time it wasn't a lot of money, but by 1994 it was a lot of money, and I had to learn a lesson about, hey, you better take care of those taxes. And at that time, it was mainly just my wife and myself as the employees for the business. So we managed everything. So we were able to do the write-offs and be able to get certain write-offs to lower our taxes. But we learned a big lesson about, hey, you got to put some money aside throughout the year to do that. Now it's done automatically because we have systems in place, and with certain companies, I have a company that actually does all of the payroll. Like the latest company has a lot of employees, and I would not want to be sitting there doing that. And with other companies, I have a service that do the same service does them, but they figure the payroll taxes, they figure the federal taxes, they file all of that stuff. It just comes right out of the bank account. The next thing is competition is bad. You want competition. Let me tell you the reason why. If you have competition, that means that people want that product or service. If you have no competition, that means people probably, you're gonna have to do a test to see if people want that product or service that you've created. So if there is competition out there, that means that there is a market that exists. And then now you just have to introduce yourself, make yourself seem a little bit different, explain your product or service a little bit different, and you will be able to bring in customers. All right. That was our top 10. I would like to thank you for your time. If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to the channel. Please watch some of my other videos. I'm here to tell you that I'm 100% real. I really own businesses, not just one. I have an online business. I have a retail business. I have a product and service business. I'm a real person. It's not fake stuff. I have links above or below this video where you can, if you want to have a marketing consultation, or if you want to discuss what we can do for your business, or if you want to just learn how to do it, I have a course where you can take that course. But what makes it different with that course is that rather than just having email support, you will have phone support, because we understand that there's a lot of companies out there, all they do is do email support. People get stuck and they never do anything about, never make any progress when they try to utilize those